Good morning, everyone. My name is Kafka Haimsyah Fachrezy. Today, I will be presenting my sociolinguistic analysis titled AAVE in the Linguistic Market: Identity versus Institutional Restriction. In this presentation, I will move beyond simple definition to analyze how African American vernacular English, a rule-governed linguistic variety, is treated within our formal institution and the real-world consequences this treatment has on its speaker. First, we must understand the core tension in sociolinguistics, the battle between language identity and language restriction. Language is not just a tool for communication, it is a marker of ethnicity and solidarity. For many, AAVE represents a deep cultural heritage. However, our society often imposes language restriction, a policy or attitude that devaluates any variety that isn't standard English. This creates a hierarchy where certain ways of speaking are labeled correct while others are unfairly penalized. To analyze this, I am applying Pierre Bourdieu's theory of the linguistic market. Think of language as a form of currency or symbolic capital. In a perfect market, all currencies have value. Within our social institution, like schools, offices, or courtrooms, the standard American English is the only currency accepted. When AV speakers enter this market, their linguistic capital is devalued. This isn't because the language is linguistically inferior, but because the market is designed to restrict power to those who speak the dominant variety. Now let's look at the evidence. In my research, I found significant data on linguistics, profiling a study by Purnell and Bock demonstrated that landlords can identify race within just 2 seconds of hearing a greeting over the phone. When AV features were detected, prospective tenants faced a 45% decrease in confirmed appointment. Furthermore, in the job market, applicants with ethno-linguistic market face a 25% lower callback rate. This proves that the linguistic market exerts a literal economic penalty on those whose identity does not conform to the restricted standard. Perhaps the most critical finding involves the justice system. I analyzed the seminal 2016 study by Rickford and King regarding court reporters. They found that professional transcribers had an accuracy rate of only 9.5%. When transcribing AAVE speakers, this means that 40% of what was said in a legal testimony was misheard or altered by the system. When the law cannot accurately hear a citizen because of their dialect, the result is a systemic failure of justice. Here, language restriction isn't just a social preference, it is a barrier to fundamental human rights. What does this tell us? It reveals a forced choice for many speakers. AVE provides identity and solidarity, however, to survive in the linguistic market, they are forced to code switch. Code switching is often presented as a skill, but sociolinguistically, it is a response to institutional restriction. We see that the standard is used as gatekeeping mechanism to keep certain groups marginalized. By analyzing these barriers, we can see that language inequality is not an accident. It is a structural tool used to maintain social hierarchies. And to conclude, my analysis shows that the standard language is more than just a way of speaking. It is a form of power. We have seen that in housing, jobs, and the courts, AV speakers are penalized by a market that refuses to recognize their linguistic capital. For us to move forward, we must stop viewing language variation as errors and start seeing them as valid identities that deserve a place in every institution. Thank you for your attention, and these are the references that support my analysis, include the work of Bourdieu, Rickford, and Bauch. And I'm now open to any question you may have.